Hey, it's Berta, and today I would like to share with you something special. It is my Tabula Mundi Colorus Arcus. I blame two people for this, and it is Kasia from Tarot Map and Elle from Sacred Seed. I'll definitely link those two channels, not only the channels, but the right videos for this reviews of Tabula Mundi, because they have been major inspiration for me, and this was how I fell in love with this deck. And it took me a year, or about a year. I'm never a quick jumper into the new decks. I really have to work it through and think it through. So once I have placed the order, it took over a month to travel overseas, and I have got it some time ago, so I have got a chance to play with it at least a little bit. So, but let's just dive in to see what I have got together. First of all, I think you are receiving this with every copy. It is the sticker, or the bumper sticker as you call it. Heru is my muse. Heru, it is the angel of tarot, you can say, or god of tarot. And you can definitely find the description about this in the Thoth deck, Book of Thoth, as well as here in the book Liber Mundi. So this is the bumper sticker. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use this for, but anyway, I'm just placing my stones in here so I know where do I have my frame. Then, before we will go into the cards, there is a little something, the envelope, with the Tabula Mundi symbol, and 4 elements. It's Velle, Tacere, Sire, Audere. This is for all wands, caps, swords, cups, swords, and pentacles. Together with each deck you are buying, I think it's as well with the Rosetta Tarot, you are getting a postcard size 1 tarot card. It's totally random, but to be honest, I have received a beautiful card, and we will go through it now. It's just a beautiful envelope, and my card is Emperor. This is from the black and white version. This is how it looks in the back, the Nux and Lux, or Lux and Nux. But to be honest, when I was purchasing the Tabula Mundi Colorus Arcus, I thought I would get the color version. But I have got this one. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, and I will compare it with the real Emperor card when you will see in the deck, but I'll just put it on the side. Together with this, you have got a business card, but it is Auto House Publishing Tarot, decks, books and prints, Meleen, and all the data. But I will definitely link her in the description box below, because I highly recommend it. But there is a little something I didn't know about this wheelhouse, Fortune's Wheelhouse. This is a podcast about esoteric tarot by Susie Chang and Mel Meleen. It's not only about the esoteric, they are really talking about 2 decks at the same time, because each chapter of the podcast is dedicated to 1 tarot card, and they are talking about the Rider-Waite-Smith at the same time for the Thoth. And it's beautiful. You can just pull the same card from each deck, and then while you listen, you can really discover the elements they are seeing on this on their cards. It is beautiful, and I'm not even in the middle, but I have just started a few chapters, and it's very interesting, so I highly recommend it to go there. Before we will go to the deck itself, I would like to mention about this book Liber Mundi, Meleen. This is I don't want it to say a must-have, because you can definitely live without it. But honestly, I highly recommend to get this book together, especially when you're buying it together. You have a few dollars discount. It's just cheaper, so I think. And I have bought something even extra over there, but I would like to show you. That's why my box is filled to the top. So in this book, you will see, but they are just few pictures. I didn't realize what they are until I have, I mean, of course you can see that they are associated with this one card, Nine of Swords, but I didn't know why they are here. But then later on the book is explained. Here are the aces and the princesses, as she recommends to go with them together, and of course 4 elements for Aeon, Hangman, Fool, and the Universe. So the book has a few chapters, if I can say so. First of all, you are talking about each card from the major arcana, even though when you have got them in the box, they were actually at the end. Hold on, I'm looking if everything is okay. So, and then you have all the description about each card from the Tree of Life. You will see at the end they are, and there is one more Tree of Life somewhere in the middle we will go through, maybe we will see, but Kabbalistic way, and which the Tree of Life in the Path also, and so everything is related to this elemental part. And then there is a description about the Fool. You will not find here the divinational meaning, like strictly like you can find in many of the other books, like for Rider-Waite-Smith. But anyway, you will definitely find a lot of meaty informations in here, really worth to read over and over and over again. And then of course there is a little oracle for each of the major arcana, because there are a few different elements through the book, but it's really amazing. You will see a lot of relations to book T, to the Thoth Thoth's book, yeah, the Book of Thoth, exactly, that's what I mean. But anyway, it is amazing. So a lot of informations you will find here. It's not strictly divinational, but to understand the card, to go deeper, to see everything. It's not only describe all the symbols you will find in here, but it's really in a level, and it's also rather easy language. It's not the Book of Thoth that you it will take really a long time and the ages. Hold on, I will move it in here. It takes the ages to understand it. Then you will have, and this is actually interesting, then you will have the random artist notes, only for the major arcana while she was creating them. And it is really fascinating chapter to see how she saw, how she felt creating them. Then of course you will go into the main arcana and the explanation, but they are also first the aces, then they are the numbers, but you just wanted to tell you, yeah, after the aces you'll see the decans, and I will talk about the decans. This was also the reason why she has placed the pictures in the beginning, how to work with the decans, how they are associated. And please be aware that this is not the only deck you can play this with. You can actually work with any other deck. Here was just, you know, brought up so you can to the surface, so you can actually see it. All the associations you will find in the book. And yeah, and this is again, this is just you know, the diagram of the Tree of Life with the planetary correspondences. And then you will go to the numbers, and here you have something I don't know if I can mention now, but I would like to. Here you see, Vele, to will, is the wands. These are all symbols for the wands, for cups, for the swords and the pentacles. So it is also associated with the Hebrew letter. So here you will find all the numbers, and at the end you will find all the court cards. I have put my bookmark in here just to tell you before we will move to the deck. The book has arrived. This is the number of my deck, and the deck has arrived, I think, yeah, I think it's supposed to be like this. I'm not sure, or maybe it's supposed to be like this, but this is the the Greek sentence or Greek 2 words, and actually that's why I have a bookmark in here, because you will find exactly the same. I will show you when we will go through the cards. You will find these 2 words and the Ace of Swords, and it's actually, I didn't want to skip it because it is it is important, especially when you put something on the top and then it's repeated in the cards, and it means love and will, agape and telema, agape and telema, love and will. This is just a little information. So my recommendation: the deck itself has a little white book or booklet, but I highly recommend to get this book, Tabula Mundi by Hangman Meleen. It is really amazing. So let us go through the deck. This is the my copy number. It also says in here 1521. Tabula Mundi, the picture of the world or the map of the world. Let me just go through the box. The box is nice, looks really nice, and but this is not the most sturdy box you can actually, or you have seen. Nevertheless, I actually enjoy keeping the decks in the boxes than in the bags, because then you can actually stack them one another or place them properly. So it is beautiful. Maybe it's not the most sturdy, but it's actually beautiful, finished very nicely. It has this lovely ribbon. You will see at the end that you can actually pull your cards out, and look, my box is filled to the top. But I will show you in a moment why. So this, I have tried to put the cards as I have got them, but let us start from, let's start from the title card. It is the Tabula Mundi Tarot, Hangman Meleen 2016. The edition is called Colorus Arcus because the first version was the black and white and black. And my copy deck, my deck number is 1521, so it was exactly as it was in here. And you will see the elements in here, you will see the planets, and then you will see all the zodiac. On the back, you will see the symbol of the Tree of Life, not symbol of the Tree of Life, of the Tabula Mundi Tarot, sorry. But actually, look at that, and here I have to check if you can see it. Can you see this holographics? Oh my god, all the black elements in this card has this holographic element foil in there. So usually when I see such a busy bags, I'm not always the fan of it, but actually I love this one. I honestly do. So let me pull out all the cards. You see, it's beautiful ribbon. So I really like it. And we will go from this little book I mentioned. This is Vele Tacere Sierra Audere. For all the elements, you will find here a little of the informations, of course, but it's just a little bit, not so much. So of course, you will also find here the relations to the trumps, and that it is for astrological association, that, for example, 2 of Swords is the first decan of Libra, ruled by the moon. And please be aware of it when it says in the book, it was explained as well. First decan of Libra, ruled by the moon. It is, you will see many times, but you know, this sign is not ruled by this planet, but it's just the decan of the sign is ruled by this planet. So she has just made it clear to put it over there. So I highly recommend to get the book together with the deck, because this is amazing. At the same time, I wanted to mention, I'm just looking back here on my computer, because at the same time I have got a poem about this, about Heru. I'm not going to read it, but I will definitely link in the Elle from Sacred Seeds, she has read it, a part of it. It is a beautiful poem, and it's lovely that I have got it. It's handwritten, so actually I can print it out and frame it, because it is something special. It's not for this particular deck, it is for the tarot itself, and it's called Who is Haru. So I really appreciated that I have got it. Before we will go through the deck, this was how the Decan cards, these are the extra cards that I have got. These are 14 cards, 14 because I have got one extra last card. This is, and you will see the difference, you see, the color and the size are exactly the same, but, yeah. The Decan cards are framed with the golden foil or silver foil, and the foil is also embossed in all the symbols in here. The regular tarot deck does not have that. But I have got an extra last card. I don't know why. But it's not the same as in a deck, but you'll see it in a moment. And then I have got this Minutum Mundum, the symbols or the depiction of the Tree of Life. The only but... Hold on, I'll just open till the end of the book. You see, it is perfect if somebody's studying Kabbalistic Tree of Life and so on, but anyway, especially when you're trying to remember the names, in which pillar it is, what is the structure, and what are the correspondences, and anywhere, it would be nice to have a little bit more visible, legible, how do you call it? Look at this. This is the Yesod, and it's, you can't even read it, I can't even see, and I'm honestly wearing glasses, and I have got my eyes examined not so long time ago. It's just because the black on the purple doesn't, it's the same difficult to read in the green and in the blue. It would be nice to have them in a bit more visible way. That's a shame. That's a really shame, because it's a beautiful card. So, it was this extra last card, and the Minutum Mundum, the Tree of Life, and then we have the Decan cards. I haven't put them in order, but at the end, when we will go through the cards, I would like to tell you a little bit how Mel Meleen is recommending to, I call it play with them, just to get to know them. This is the Deacon of Gemini, and of course you will see the Gemini and the 3 planets, and here in the picture of the Decan cards, you will find all elements from all cards associated by the astrological elements. So it is really beautiful, beautiful card. So this was the Gemini, this is the Taurus, perfect, Capricorn. In some of the cards, not so many, you will see also in the tarot deck the I Ching symbols. The Libra Decan, Aries, perfect, the Cancer, Aquarius, it's really nice, Sagittarius, Virgo, perfect. It is really beautiful. You can see a lot of in here from each of the oh my gosh, the Hermit, of course, but each of the Decan's cards as well associated with this. It is beautiful, beautifully combined, and I'll show you later on. This is the Scorpio Decan, and it's mine, and this one is the Leo. It's beautiful. Pisces. Can you see this bone? I hope you can. In Poland, I think it's not only in Poland, we had such a tradition when we were having a chicken for dinner. And me and my sister, we were actually, when we found this bone, we were pulling from both ends, and the one who has the bigger piece won, or it was more luck, or lucky fortune, or something like this. So, this is the information. Yeah, and then we come to the last. So, in general, They are beautiful, perfect combination of all the decans, but actually you don't need to have them. You don't need to, and you will definitely not incorporate them in the readings. I can't imagine how. Of course, you can definitely try, but for me it was more to work with this deck, to combine the cards, to try to see how does it go. Excuse me for a second. Okay, I'm back. So this is just extras that I wanted to have just to see how it is, but these are beautiful. If you'll compare, the back of course is the same, holographic, and it's beautiful. The size and the color are exactly the same, apart from this golden foil. However, the cardstock, the Decan card has a little thinner, more flimsy, where the tarot deck itself, it's a little bit more sturdy. Not very much, but you can definitely feel it. So let's put that aside, because when we will go through the cards and we will be at the last card, I would like to compare it to you. So, this is how it looks. This is how the backs are, I have already shown you. And we will go through chord by chord, and the major arcana at the end. The princesses, are always together with the aces. So this is how you can look at them. But we will just go through the cards, because I think it's very interesting. Two of Wands. Maybe I should mention one more thing. They are this deck is referring to the Thoth or the Crowley's deck. Not clone, not copy, but you will definitely see many of the elements in here. Like, for example, names. Names are exactly the same like in the Thoth deck. Virtue, Three of Wands, Four of Wands, Completion. Oh, I love this card. Anyway, I don't know what is wrong with me, but I like the difficult cards. Like Five of Swords, but five in general. Six of Wands, Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands. Yeah, every card that I'm looking at, I would like to say something, but elsewise it will be too long. But I just wanted to tell you that in each of the cards you will definitely find association, especially when you will look by the zodiac and the planet. You will find like this is from the art card, this is from the priestess, the scroll, and the arch as well. So you will definitely see a lot of elements that you could, even if you're not very strong into astrology, you can see in the images. So it is really perfectly done. Oppression, Ten of Wands. And here we have a court card, I'm just calling it unstable and unpredictable energy, fire energy of the Knight. A little bit more, calm down energy of the Queen, because it's the watery element of fire, or watery part of fire. Here we have a Prince, the Air of Fire, and then Princess we have seen at the beginning together with the Ace, Earth of Fire. Then we will go to the Cups. Yeah, and again, the Princess and Ace, the root of the powers of water, and she's the earthy part of the water. It's beautiful. These are really nicely, symbolically, I don't know, esoterically wise, everything. It's beautiful cards. Literally it is. Love. You have everything in here, like the weeds, the two cups, the dolphins or creatures, two bees. I mean, it's beautiful. Three of, hold on, am I in the frame? Yeah. Three of Cups, and as you can see, sometimes it's a cup, sometimes it's the moon phases, sometimes it's something even else. Five of Cups, Disappointment. The colors in this card are really beautiful. What was it here in the Wands? You know, don't very often see such colors. So it's beautiful. Seven of Wands, the pouch. Eight of Cups, it was not a wand, Seven of Cups, sorry. Eight of Cups, indolence. Yeah, Nine of Cups. Again, this bone. Ten of Cups, the milk of the puppy. That's the only, you know, the information that pops out. And here you'll see again the bone. Hold on, I just wanted to see something. Sorry. Just because I am recording this video third time, because always somebody disturbing me, I would like to mention about this little bone. In Poland we have a tradition. No, I did say it. Sorry. I'm just repeating myself. Yeah, exactly. So let's skip it. And the same elements you will see in the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Prince and the Princess we have seen together with the Ace. Then we will go through the Swords. And this sentence that actually you have seen in here, or was it like this? It is here. So, as I have described it as love and will, agape and thelema or thelema. Love and will. It is actually in the Ace of Swords. So, Princess and all this. I mean, I'm telling you, you can read this book many times. You can definitely get much more out of it. So this was the Ace of Swords, the root power of air. Two of Swords, peace. Three, the sorrow, a snake around it like Ouroboros. Four of Swords. Five, again. I like this card. Yep, everybody knows. This is a goddamn difficult card. It's the defeat card, but for me, especially when I'm defeated, when I'm down on my knees and I just don't give a damn about keeping trying again because I'll lose it anyway, this card is actually kicking me in my bottom, really, and telling me to, you know, to get up and move on, and even if it's difficult, just to keep trying. So I honestly enjoy this card. I mean, enjoy. Please don't get me wrong. It's a card that nobody wants to be in this defeat position, right? But I know it, for me, it means it will eventually kick me again. Six of Swords, Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, the cruelty, Nine of Swords, and the 10. The X symbol you will see quite a few times, even here in the sticker of, can you see? Hello? And the Knight and the Queen, Prince and the Princess we have seen together with the Ace. And then we will go to the last card, oopsie, for the discs. This is the Ace, the root power of the earth, and then the earth of the earth aspect, as I call it, the Princess. It is really a lot of information you can get from this book, and that's why I highly recommend it to buy it together. Two of discs change, but again I would like to mention just in a few cards you will see the I Ching, not very often. Here you have the Alchemical Trinity, like the Mercury, Salt and Sulfur. The Three of Discs is work. Four of Discs, power. It's like the face of the Green Man. Five of Discs, this is like the console from the Mercury, associated by Magus anyway. Six of Discs. Seven, failure. Eight of Discs. It's beautiful. I mean, when I was trying to get this card a little bit deeper, of course, you will pull out the Hermit, associated by the Virgo, and the Sun, card, then you will see how it is all combined. Then you was actually taking the court cards and the Decan card to see how it is. I mean, it is really a lot to think, and if you would like to write it down, there is definitely a lot to scribble on. 9 of discs, again, not again, but this is the gain. 10 of discs, wealth. And then we have the court cards, the knight and the queen. Here you will see the same, the Alchemical Trinity. And then you have a prince and the princess. So these were the minor. Now we will go through the major. And actually I would like to just tell you or show you, because I mean, I don't want to go too deep in here, but anyway, even Mel Meleen is describing this like the fool's journey. He is like entering into the wormhole. It really goes into there. So of course you will see all the elements as traditional for the fool, but he is entering to the wormhole, and at the end of the wormhole we have the universe. And of course you can see it in any other deck, but here is also described like this, and it's shown like this, that this is the outcome, the output, the end, the transformation, and then be right before the story starts all over again, right? So this is the Fool. Here you have a Magus, the DJ Magus. Beautiful. Priestess. Yeah, you see the arch, the scroll, you will see these associations in another card. So that's why, especially when you will see, for example, in any of the minor, the moon, then you will find for sure some aspect of association with the priestess by the arch, by the scroll, mostly it's by the scroll, by the pillars of the two elements, right? Beautiful Empress, beautiful. You see her heart opened. And here you see the bee and the golden ratio. It is really amazing. And the Emperor, right, I will have promised you to show you. This is the big postcard size, and the black and white version. And this is the original one. I mean the original one, the color version. But I really like the color version. I really do. So that was the shame that I haven't got the color one of the big one. Nevertheless, this is the Hermit. Perfect. The Lovers, look at this. You see, like the hive, like they are, the honey is dripping. Two opposites together. The Chariot in the sea, actually. Oh, and this is the beautiful adjustment card. It's really not very often you will find this card in a different pose. And it's so beautiful. I mean, it's really beautiful. Adjustments, that's what it's called in this deck. And this is the Hermit. And to be honest, when I'm looking all through other cards, the Hermit, in this particular deck, I thought it could be done in a different way. Of course you will find all the symbols, but just for me, I don't particularly like this Hermit in this deck. The Wheel, the last, and yeah, I promised you to compare the last. This is the last from the Decan cards, this extra, and this is the last from the deck. Of course you will see the similarities and the general meaning. Anyway, I'll not use it in a deck. This is the Hangman. Look at it. The eye below. The blue waters. Ooh. Yeah, death. I actually like this death. I mean, if you can like death, but the depiction of it, yeah, it's really amazing. And this is the art. And you have seen this part exactly here on the bumper sticker. So the fire, the arrow, the arch, the egg element, the water and the fire is typical for this. But anyway, many of the aspects are repeated in the different cards. The Devil. sometimes the whatever you are, you are attracted to, or you are building, you feel drawn to, it's like build it in your DNA, right? Even though nobody forced you to do it, you still feel like. The tower. It's actually kind of scary tower, gee. Yeah. The star, beautiful star. All the golden ratio elements, it repeated a few times in the deck. The moon. I really enjoy the moon. It's just like more into the story than it's just the moon to appear. Of course, I'm not saying it's just the moon, but it's really sometimes worth to, go deeper, not just by the archetypes. I'm a very big fan to follow some standards, but also to go not behind, but outside of the box, to go wider, to see what it's, on another side or beside of this general meanings. This is the sun. The Aeon. Actually, I love. Can you see the Stonehenge in here? The moon phases, the jar or the glass. I don't know what you call it. It really reminds me to one of. I don't remember whether it's soul cards 1 or 2 from Deborah Chapin. I have got both of them and one of them, and it is one of my favorite cards. It is like this alchemical creation. There is a baby or person inside in this huge jar, and I mean it's amazing, amazing. And then we have the universe we have seen at the end. So it is really, really beautiful deck, and I mean it's amazing to work with this deck. It is really great. And let us go back here, because then you don't have to pull the cards. You can definitely see. But even if you are trying to get to know with the deck, or any deck, it doesn't have to be Tabula Mundi, of course, because you can do it exactly the same way with the other, but you just need to know the astrological associations to the cards, or if you don't know them, then at least you have to use the deck which has depiction of those astrological associations, and then it's much easier. Of course, you can check them, write them down, and it doesn't matter. But then, well, let's say we have pulled out the 9 of Wands, and then, of course, you can see it's associated by the zodiac sign to the art card, by the planet, it is by the priestess, and at the same time, because it's the fiery element, it is by the 9 of Wands. And then you're looking at this card through all those 3 cards, and it's amazing that it is strength, and then where it comes from, it can come from the secret wisdom, it can come from the combining different things together, it can come sometimes from even unstable energy and power. So you need to have a breakthrough, you just need to step outside. So this is the way, and then of course you can build it up all over in a bigger scale as well. And for this I'm actually using, and for this I'm using my as an additional card, I'm using my, my Decan cards, right? So to this you will have this additional card, and you will see all the combinations of all of them in here. But here you can actually do it in a different way. You can pull this card and all cards related to the decans of Sagittarius, and then you will see in each aspect of the planet. So actually you can build it in. So that is why I have bought this extra cards. But I think it's amazing, and I really think it is just worth for playing with the cards in this way. So that's how I would like you to try this card. Not only this deck, but it's worth to break the deck in this way. You can have many different ways of understanding the deck, playing with the deck. But it is really one of the good methods is that you could just play the way that Mel Meleen is actually showing them in here. The only thing I didn't mention about the book, I'm sorry, but can you see that? Oh, it is glued. And in many cases, yeah, in many pages when I was trying to like break it down a little bit more flat. Oopsie. And this is not the book that you will read only once, you will read many times. So, unfortunately, I do expect that it will fall apart or lose some pages. But anyway, just deal with it. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about, or if you want to check the Tabula Mundi, I will please check the 2 videos below, because they are very interesting. And if you are interested, or if you are considering this deck, I can tell you, you will definitely not feel sorry about it. It is amazing. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye!